that by and large conflict as a one single denominator undermines the strength of the ECOWAS in the going forward. Speaking earlier to a colleague journalist from Nigeria, I asked him how, in his view, whether he believes that perhaps ECOWAS missed the opportunity to prevent such a move in the first place. And he reiterated that indeed it is a policy directive, and so it would not necessarily be a point or a game of ECOWAS leadership being in a position to, first of all, prevent a nation state from exiting, so long as their actions falls contrary to the policy of ECOWAS. Negotiations, as I pointed out, are ongoing in the background, and he referred to a recent engagement by our President, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, who reported
challenge on the ground
since its formation has had an economic lack of understanding between member states, but that is not an insurmountable hurdle. Indeed, efforts are being made to smoothing especially the common currency market, where as an economic bloc we will be able to as it were enjoy a school student you see filing past me are also using the other exits set aside for such dignitaries as they enter. I have asked severally, in fact I even asked Honorable Afenyo Marking when he arrived. You should see the kind of media furore that greeted him, and I think he must have seen a red eye and so decided to stay mute. And I repeatedly asked him what his view is, especially to do with security and the impact of the Sahelian exit on ECOWAS as a body, whether that undermines it at the Accra International Conference Center. We'll be bringing you some more interviews with dignitaries we have been able to put together when and as they arrived here at the conference center. My colleague Bibini, Nuto Bibini, is still with me. He's producing, and so he's engaging. We'll come and continue from where I abruptly cut him when he was giving us the list of the founding fathers. Remember, he paused on the Honorable Achampong. And so that's what it is. And let me have His Excellency General Yakubu Gowon, who is still with us. He is not gone yet to be with the fathers. And we have
It appears we are having some technical challenges with the feed from the International Conference Center. We would work on our sound checks and get back to you with some more update. But one person I'm looking forward to seeing or to hearing from is the only alive. Whether ECOWAS, as it stands today, is as he envisioned it to be. So we'll go back to the Accra International Conference Center, possibly for a more better
exception. African Students Union movement, headed by Kwame Nkrumah, Nnamdi Azikiwe, Wallace Johnson, and many others. And you could see that Wallace Johnson from Sierra Leone, Nnamdi Azikiwe from Nigeria, Kwame Nkrumah from Ghana, forming the West Africa Students Union, was the beginning of a greater attempt for continental unity. Several years later, the heads of states have hijacked the ECOWAS of the people to the ECOWAS of heads of states. The people's participation in the affairs of ECOWAS is virtually non-existent. And I can tell you that as somebody who travels, it's difficult to cross. When you get to the Aflao border, I mean, you don't see the difference between the Ghanaians and the faulting for a Beninois, a Ghanaian, to cross to the other side. When you get to the other side, how to cross into Lagos, Nigeria, also becomes another problem. So clearly, it's like we keep talking about ECOWAS of heads of states to the neglect of ECOWAS of the people. It's great to be celebrating 50 years of existence as an institution, but more importantly, what we should do is that we should rally ourselves as a united people to bring about continental unity.
Wonderful. Member states withdrawing from being part of the ECOWAS, albeit some argue it's an ECOWAS policy agreement, and so they like opportunities to get them to stay in the first place.
Well, I think that it was a very distasteful decision by ECOWAS to decide that you expel someone of our own. I keep insisting that the government in Togo cannot be considered a democratic government. Faure Gnassingbé and his father has ruled their country for almost 60 years. His father did 38 years. He has just done 20 years. It's not a dynasty. There is no political pluralization in Togo. ECOWAS can tolerate such a scheme, but they are not Russians. They are not Arabs. They are people from, in fact, at one point in time, Jerry Rawlings headed ECOWAS as a military leader. At one point in time, Sani Abacha headed ECOWAS. At one point in time, Yahya Jammeh headed ECOWAS. Their leadership of ECOWAS is not subordinate to those who are claiming to be democratically elected. So in whatever frame that we found ourselves, it was for ECOWAS to sit down to find out what common grounds we could fashion out, to ensure, to understand the peculiarities that push our brothers to take the kind of stance that they have taken. Because, as I keep insisting, if you went, as soon as there was a military takeover, the uranium was being sold at $200 per ounce. So, who was benefiting? How come that the French government was so excited about it? So when we saw that the so-called elected democratically cannot be saying that they are not for the good of our nation.
Thank you very much for expressing such wonderful views with us. That's the Honorable Bernard Mona, who has expressed such fantastic views. I've just been informed of the arrival of the Honorable Dr. Ibn Chambers, who himself has been a General Secretary of ECOWAS in the past. And so I will go quickly to speak to him. We'll go quickly to speak to him and have him sample what his views are so far, the Sahelian states back. I would also want to find out, in his view, what has been the most notable challenges of ECOWAS so far since its formation in the last 50 years. And so we're being joined by briefly somewhere else, and we're going to find out so far what will be his views on ECOWAS so far, and that would be shortly on your screens. Just bear with us. As I mentioned earlier, I was giving you the list of the founding fathers when I had to go and join the Honorable Bernard Mona. And so we have His Excellency Mukhtar Ould Dada of Mauritania. And then thereafter we have His Excellency Dr. Siaka Stevens of Liberia. Again, His Excellency Leopold Senghor of Senegal, and then comes His Excellency Moussa Touré of Mali, His Excellency Lieutenant Colonel Seni Konche, who is one of the founding fathers. If I flip round to the other side, I have on the first, His Excellency by His Excellency William. Also have His Excellency Felix Houphouët-Boigny, or Houphouët-Boigny. If you're English as I am, you probably want to pronounce it, but then it's Houphouët-Boigny. And so thereafter we have His Excellency Ahmed Sékou Touré of Guinea. That's fine. And then followed by His Excellency Lieutenant Colonel Matthew Kerekou of Benin. And then there is also His Excellency General Sanyoli Lamizan